Hey guys, so with all the shenanigans that took place last week, I am going to do what any normal person would do to cope. I'm going to write a diss track. So let's do it. Where's my snare? Check. Ooh, it's about to be heat. First place don't matter if you finish last. You spent all your fab and we put it in the past. Next year comes and you do it again. Like the 10 Commandments, that's a fantasy sin. I've never seen a manager spend all his fab on some straggler. 27 on Clement, isn't that perfect? You trade for McCaffrey, man, it won't be worth it. Your team's going down like Montez Perfect, and I'm going in like Kavanaugh shirtless. Ooh! Your team's about to take an L? You're trash as far as I can tell? Dynasty is there schnell. Get on my team, Isiah Crowell. Damn. Rest in peace. Welcome to week 8. Welcome to the Fantasy Podcast, guys. I am joined here in the Fantasy Podcast studios with Nick Duda once again. What's up, buddy?
Hey, what's going on?
Dude, I am happy because I got a win this week. I survived a scare against Pat.
Monday night scare, huh?
Dude, I was thinking I was going to lose there because I was going up against essentially Derek Anderson, which is never... I did not feel confident because the guy is probably the worst quarterback in the NFL right now. So
you didn't have a job a couple weeks ago, so you never feel confident with a guy like that.
Yeah, you don't feel good about that, especially because the Bills suck. The Bills suck. They're terrible.
The Bills are so bad this year, man. They're probably one of the worst teams ever.
Yeah, they're probably right up there with Tennessee, but
their defense is actually not too bad.
It's true.
So let's give them credit there where credit is due.
It's true.
However, one of the worst offenses we've probably seen in a long time.
They can't do anything, honestly. You don't feel confident they're going to even complete a catch or anything. It's just not good.
I turned on the game last night and it was 9-6 in the third quarter, and I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it's a strange game.
Yeah.
And then, of course, the Patriots jump out to a 25-point
you knew it was coming.
There.
Yep.
But, guys, dude, Nick, I'm happy to have you back in the studio, man.
Yeah, I feel good to be back in. I've been super sick the last couple of weeks, man. It's been a major bummer. I've been super depressed about it. Finally, I think coming out of it. So let's get into it, brother.
That's good, man. Let's get this podcast to just propel you to just healthiness and awesomeness.
Yeah, dude.
Good stuff. So we got 6 matchups again this week, guys. We'll start off with one that's interesting. We're talking about potentially the worst team in the league right here. Oscar.
Okay, you want to jump in his matchup
versus Jake. Jake puts up 128.6 points this week.
Yeah, against the Rook, man. Jake the Rook, dude. He's fucking killing it this year, man. Woo! He's got a good team.
Jake's got a good team because look at this point totals here. Joe Mixon is pretty good.
Dude, Joe Mixon has been one of the best values of the draft this year, man. I mean, he probably got him in the third round, maybe.
Probably, yeah. And just Joe Mixon is just he's coming into his own and he's going to be a star player. And I don't think he's going to be a keeper for Jake, but I think going forward in the NFL, we're going to be watching him and
for a long time.
Yeah.
And I was right. He got him with the 29th overall pick. So that's a pretty, for his value right now. What is he? He's at least top 10, right? Oh, he's 13 right now, but he's had a couple bad games here and there. Oh, he was injured a couple games. That's what it was.
Yeah.
He didn't even play 2 games. Yeah. So when he has played, he's only had 1 bad start. Otherwise, he's been a RB1.
Yeah, and this last game was his best game. And then potentially I think this might have been his best game as an NFL player.
Yeah.
123 yards, 2 touchdowns. That's huge numbers right there. And it was against Tampa Bay, but still, that's pretty cool to see Joe Mixon have his his best game of his career probably.
Yeah, 20 totes, 123 on the ground, and 2 touchdowns.
Not bad.
Legit.
So Jake, going forward, he's part of the 4-4 glob, as I like to call it, which is there's all the 4-4 teams in our league right now.
This has been the most competitive year yet, I believe, in the 7 or 8 years that we've been playing this. So
I'm 4-4, and it says I'm in 4th place, but I'm actually in 9th place because there's so many freaking 4-4 teams.
Right.
But Jake's one of them that's 4-4, and he's looking good because he's got some solid players. The Phillip Lindsay trade has been working out for him. He doesn't need Matt Ryan, who he traded away, because Jared Goff's playing well right now. 25.7 points for Goff. Phillip Lindsay with 18.7. I mean, the guy was like undrafted or something, or low draft pick for Lindsay. Yeah, there, and he's just killing it. I mean, he's doing well. He's basically the starting running back.
He was undrafted in the NFL too.
Yeah.
So
that's what I meant there. But
okay, yeah, and he was undrafted in the league. So
yeah,
great pickup. Great. Yeah, I think he actually acquired him in a trade. So
yeah, for Matt Ryan, I believe, from Bryce. Mm-hmm. And there's 2 things to it. First of all, Lindsay's great.
Yeah.
But second of all, it's a keeper.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, so
100%.
it's 100% a keeper.
Yeah.
This is basically the definition of keeper,
which
is, low round guy
so
and high value.
So since he was picked up on the waiver wire, he only has to surrender a 10th round pick next year to keep him. So
basically the best possible situation for a keeper, right? Like him. And, in the beginning of the year for Denver, we were talking about Royce Freeman. Who is it, like someone else? Devon Booker, I think?
Yeah, Booker, yeah.
This guy wasn't really even in the conversation.
No.
But now he is.
Now he's a starter.
No, he's totally a starter, yeah. So.
Yeah, well, it also helped last week that Freeman was actually out in this game. So he got 18 attempts for 95 yards and a TD. I think his best game as a pro. So
that's pretty good, man. That's 2 best game as a pros we have here in a row here. The new crop of the NFL, Mixon and Lindsay, and so that's really cool that we got these new players coming up. Lindsay's doing well, and it's definitely good for Jake. Those are the 3 players in his team, as we talked about, that really did well as as we could probably guess, Antonio Brown.
Oh man, he is just lighting up the scoreboard lately. Another 2 touchdowns for him. Man, Jake's team is a touchdown machine.
That's good.
He just gets touchdown after touchdown, man. I wish I had that production out of my guys.
Especially Antonio Brown. He's got 3, 5, 6, 8 touchdowns in his last 7 games.
Yeah. Look out for Jake, man. I think he's got a great chance to sneak into the playoffs and do well there.
Yeah, definitely. Good on you, Jake. And I want to say that you could have had better production. 128 plus points. That's pretty good, but you could have still done better at your tight end. Seals Jones, an Arizona player.
Yeah, the tight end landscape is just so fucked up this year. Mm-hmm. I had Njoku, man. He had got goosed. He was back-to-back touchdown weeks. So. You really don't. I mean, you need to have either Ertz, Gronk, or Kelsey to be really stoked on your tight end at this point.
Mm-hmm. 2.2 points from Seals Jones, I should say, and the Jets D 1 point, but still, Jake scoring almost 130. Mm-hmm. That's the point, I think, where it's like you get the win. If you get 130, you're pretty secure about it. Obviously, someone might come up and get you, but
maybe, but you're looking good. And then Oscar's team. The only guy that's really good for him right now is McCaffrey, who had 2 TDs today. Will Fuller had a good game as well, but he tore his ACL. He's out for the year. It's just another player that Oscar loses for the year, man. I mean, he has the worst luck I've ever seen. Like, I thought my team was bad last year when I lost OBJ and Dalvin Cook, but man, Oscar, man, I feel for you.
Yeah, so, 94, not the worst point total, but, unfortunate for Oscar, who falls to 2-6, and that can just basically put him out of the playoffs almost.
Yeah, he's done. He's for sure. His season's over.
Yeah.
And his potential keeper is Kenny Golladay. I think he's probably going to pull the trigger right there on that. And he has been scary the last couple of weeks. 4.7 and 1.7. He's not enjoying what he's seeing from his keeper because he was just killing it, from here on out, or from before these couple games. But Marvin Jones went off this week, had 2 touchdowns, had like 27 points. So you just don't know who's going to be the wide receiver one in Detroit. So
yeah, weeks 1 through 5 for Galladay, just very solid, and then going forward from the last few weeks have been pretty poor.
So he was drafted in the 10th round, so he'll just have to give up an 8th round pick for that guy. So he's probably going to do it.
Yeah, and it's going to be probably a small margin at which he decides that Galladay is a keeper, I think. But so Oscar 2-6. You don't like to see it. Aaron Rodgers is a good, solid player, kind of going to waste.
Yeah,
at this point.
Although Rodgers really hasn't been that solid. He only had 15 points his last week. He's had a couple 28-point games, but he hasn't really gone off for like a 30-plus game yet.
Yeah.
He's got 320 mid-20 results, but I mean 14, 15, another 15 here. I mean, you drafted him to be like a stud, so I think he got drafted in the 3rd round.
Yeah. So, unfortunate for Oscar, 2-6. Jake improves to 4-4, beating Oscar 128.6 to 94.6. And with that, we are going to move on to our next matchup. Let's jump into Bryce's score versus Timmy.
Okay, yeah, that was a fun one this week. It was pretty close to the end there. Bryce being actually the battle of 3 and 4 teams right here. So one of them was going to fall to 3 and 5. It just happened to be Bryce. He really needed a win right here because he has a ton of players on bye next week. So that's why he did actually make a trade, which was a pretty good trade for him in my opinion. Mm-hmm. He still got to keep Murray, so he gets to keep him for a couple more weeks, and then he got rid of Cooks and Doyle for Keenan Allen. So good move there.
Yeah, I mean, when we talk about Bryce right now, I look at Marlon Mack and I say, wow, that was insane. How
it was a great pickup.
He was so open for anyone.
Yeah, I think he probably got him off the waiver wire for $0.
Yeah, and it was like just a week or so ago, or 2 or so weeks ago, and he's putting up huge numbers.
Right. I mean, you definitely have to, look at his matchup here. Buffalo and Oakland, 2 of the worst teams. So at least he was productive when it was a good matchup for him. But if you look at the schedule, he's got Jacksonville twice, Tennessee, Miami, Houston. So I don't really see I think the production is going to decrease in the upcoming months, weeks here.
Yeah, I probably agree. Marlon Mack isn't consistently a 30-point guy. I mean, who knows?
Yeah.
What if he just surprises the entire world here? But I mean, it's looking solid when he's been in. And this first game against the Jets was kind of like a startup game. 9.8 points, but then after that, 30, 27, like you said, against 2 suspect NFL, units there. But who knows?
Yeah, who knows? But yeah, another great decision by Bryce to pick up. Man, he has been really great with his pickups this year. Marlon Mack, Sony Michel, it was a draft pick, but he got lucky there because, the whole team got injured. He's actually injured as well right now, but he should be back in a couple weeks. And then Doug Martin, too. Doug Martin, who actually didn't do that great. He only had 7.9 points, but he did get the rock 13 times. Did he get any catches? He had two catches, so he was involved, and he had a couple chances at the goal line, but he could not get in to where he would have had a really nice week. But yeah, man, he's been really good at picking up these workhorse backs.
Yeah, looking at that Oakland game, it seemed to me like that Doug Martin was more important than Jalen Richard. And so if I were to pick Doug Martin out of the 2, I would say that I got the winning part of that. But, Bryce was on a solid roll. I think he had won like 3 in a row. And now he finally takes his first loss in a while. And
we can pretty much attest that to Ravens D -4 points, Dan Bailey 2. we might have to take kickers out of the league next year, man. We're gonna have to have a vote on that because kickers have been so bad. You can't do. There's no rhyme or reason. I think this was in the podcast last week. You guys were talking about it. Man, I do not like kickers.
Yeah, I think it's just pretty sporadic on who's scoring what.
Exactly.
And
there's no strategy involved. It's just pure luck at this point.
Yeah. And I think you definitely had a good point about Bryce's team falling victim to poor performance from his D and Dan Bailey as well. Bryce's team combined -2 from those.
Yeah, that's bad.
Timmy's team combined
30. Exactly. That totally won Timmy the matchup here.
Yeah. Obviously, he had solid performances all the way around, but that was the deciding part of it almost.
Yeah.
So let's jump over to Timmy's side. 128 plus points for Timmy this week. I mean, just consistency out on the board. I mean, he disappointed me the other day with last week's performance, but you know, looking at this, it makes me feel solid about my prediction about him.
Dude, he's got 2 solid running backs. He's got an awesome QB in Tom Brady. He's got the best wide receiver. He's got one of the best tight ends. I mean, the kid's stacked. I think he's going to make a huge push into the playoffs, man.
Chris Carson coming into his own. Adam Thielen. Wow, Adam Thielen. Wow.
He barely made it again. He got it, though. He got his 100 yards. 103 in this one.
103. And a touchdown.
Yeah.
I mean,
come on, man. White boy, dude. The white boy had Thielen, man.
So, you know, obviously a great value. I think we've talked about it before, but
it's crazy though, man, because Diggs actually went off in this game too. The production that those guys are getting and the targets is just ridiculous, man. You want that piece of the pie right there, for sure. Obviously, Thielen's the better guy out of those two, but yeah, it's been good, and then Lockett's been solid for him too. He had another touchdown last week. I mean, Russell Wilson's just throwing those touchdowns right now, so you definitely want a piece of the pie there.
Yeah, Lockett pretty touchdown dependent.
Yeah,
and
but it seems like he's getting one every week though.
Okay. He scored every game except against surprise Arizona. So 7 touchdowns on the year for TL.
Wow.
Throwing him in your lineup is like, for me, the guy that gets 2 catches.
Yeah.
2, 3.
He has been getting touchdowns though.
Yeah. So I guess it's been working.
He really doesn't have another option right now either. If there's one weakness to Timmy's team is his wideouts. He's got Allen Robinson that's hurt right now, but he's kind of been almost a bust this year. Hasn't really been that productive. Yeah, man. I mean, he's loving his 2 backs, man, and that's how you win championships. You have 2 RB1s in there, and
yeah. And we talk about Saquon every week.
We do, man.
And you know, obviously this week 15 points.
It was probably
for him.
I think it was his lowest point total of the year so far.
Yeah.
He only had
poor Saquon.
Yeah, he only had 38 yards on the ground, man.
Yeah.
But he must have had some passing. And yeah, he had 73 in the air, 9 receptions, man. I mean, he's a PPR monster, this kid.
Yeah, for sure.
So
just solidness all around the board for Timmy. I mean,
yeah, he's solid. He's got a solid team all across the board.
He got the win with Brady only scoring 13 points. So you know, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do?
Yeah, so he's riding his hot hand there to 4-4. And he's in the jumble.
He's in the jumble. Mr. 4-4 here. Bryce 3-5. Timmy looking good. Bryce also as well, and also I believe improving possibly. The trade we had was Dalvin Cook, and who else
Doyle.
was that? And Doyle.
Yeah.
So Doyle's okay. I mean Bryce is okay with Ertz.
Right.
So
although Ertz is on bye next week, it'll be interesting to see who he plays at tight end next week. It's probably going to be one of those shitty ones off the waiver wire.
Yes. Be on the lookout for that. I wish I was matching up against him, but
yeah, he's got OBJ on bye, Alshon's on bye, Michelle's hurt. Dalvin Cook, no, that's week 10. But yeah, he's got a lot of players on bye. Marlon Mack, you might be on bye. Let's see if Marlon Mack is. Yeah, Marlon Mack's on bye as well.
Yeah, so I know there's a ton of buys this week. For it's like 6 teams on bye.
Yeah.
So they call it the bad bye week here, and people are going to be affected by it.
Mainly Bryce.
Mainly people on Indianapolis.
Right.
And
Atlanta was this last week, but Philly, and as we all know, Bryce has a ton of Philly players.
Yeah. So Philly and Indianapolis, and also who else we got? Week number 8 or
9. We got Cleveland.
Yeah.
We got.
No, that was this last week, wasn't it?
No, it's 2017.
2017. I got to make sure I type 2018 in here.
Yeah, I was like, wait a second.
Why can't you just pull it up?
Yeah.
Come on.
So Arizona, Cincinnati, Indianapolis, Jacksonville, New York Giants, and Philadelphia. So yeah, it's going to be.
And no one cares about. And I should have David Johnson for Arizona.
Although,
Jacksonville, no one really gives a shit.
Jacksonville's so bad this year, dude.
They're just
What's
terrible.
going on with them?
I don't know. And they just make strange moves as well. Like they have like 5 running backs.
Yeah, and none of them are any good. So
yeah, they're all not bad. They're all bad. They're all
terrible.
Yeah,
disappointing.
They're weak.
Yeah.
So just back to this matchup here, Bryce. Feeling good about your team, brother. But 3-5, it's gonna be tough to make the playoffs.
It's tough sledding, especially with all. That's why I was mentioning the buys.
It's gonna be tough to make the playoffs at 4-4. It's gonna be difficult.
It's because everyone's so close this year. It's gonna be like some seesawing, teetering. We might see a couple people sneak in at 7-6, where. I don't think anyone snuck in at 7-6 last year. I think it was all 8-5. There might have been one team with a high point total that got in at 7-6, but I doubt it.
This season feels so much different than last year.
Yeah,
I don't know what it is. I think we all are stepping up here with our transactions and just the amount of
activity,
shit talking, and all that. It's good.
Anyway, let's get into the next matchup here. Let's go into Mark Felonk's team against Deebs. So Deebs gets the win in dramatic fashion here, 126-275.
Dramatic fashion, I don't know about that. I mean, Mark only scored 75 points this week. It was very weak from Mark. He got fucked over by injuries. Tyreek Hill. Man,
he's another one of those injury-filled teams, man. I mean, he's got two of his. Now that Hill's injured, his top 3 draft picks are injured, man. You can't win very many weeks when that happens.
Yeah, it's just not going to work out. But he's playing guys like Trenton Cannon, who I don't know about him being a starter right now. Definitely a good stash, but starting position very bold.
He didn't have anyone though, man. I mean, he has Tariq Cohen. I mean, he's literally got no one to play.
Yeah, I tried to get Fournette off of him early in the season. He just wouldn't take it, and so Fournette's been just chilling on his IR spot, or not even, because he's got Devontae Freeman as well in IR. So Mark's just eaten up by. Is
Freeman going to be back this year? He should probably get rid of him.
I mean, he's putting up solid 5.1 points when he is playing. So I don't know.
Yeah, I don't really know what's going on with him. There's no news on him, but yeah, he's not liking his team here, man. I mean, he's another. Bad performance from Doug Baldwin. Should we just call him Dud Baldwin from here on out?
Right now, for sure. I mean, everyone's saying Doug Baldwin, or Dud, I should say now, he's going to come back, but he hasn't. And Tyler Lockett is out here scoring touchdowns all day, and Baldwin is getting only 2 catches for 26 yards. It's tough for Mark right now. Tough sledding. Yeah,
there was a play in that game where Doug Baldwin should have had a touchdown. Mm-hmm. He didn't drag the left foot, though. All he had to do was drag the left foot, and he would have had a touchdown.
It's like when it rains, it pours with that kind of thing with Doug Baldwin. Like when he's doing well and he's scoring, it's just that toe just comes down. But when things are not right, it fucks up, and it just levitates to the air, and you're like, what?
Exactly.
But, George Kittle, a positive part of Mark's team, but scoring pretty poorly this week. I mean, 8.2, not terrible for a tight end, but below average by his standards. I mean, Kittle's kind of coming to his own as one of the top tight ends in the league, especially with such a poor offense he's playing on. You like to think that Kittle's going to be pretty solid going forward, and if he were to happen to get a good offense at some point when he plays, that he's going to be pretty dynamic and a good player. So the 4th ranked tight end for in fantasy purposes this year. Kittle's a solid pick.
Yeah, and he picked him up, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Oh no, he actually drafted him in the 14th round. So another keeper. He could keep him for a 12th round pick.
So now we're talking about keepers. Yeah, 12th round pick. Who are you going to
nice.
get a 12th round pick, like a kicker?
You're not going to get anyone with a 12th round pick. So he's for sure getting Kittle. Man, I should have traded for Kittle when I had the chance. He wanted TJ Yeldon, and I didn't do it.
You couldn't have done that then. There's
I
no
know.
way
I could because I don't have another back, man. But anyway.
Yeah. But I was going to talk about Cohen.
Okay.
I think Cohen is the best pickup off the waiver wire this year.
Dude.
Potentially.
I mean, look at these point totals. 26, 19, 18, 17.
I think it was I want to say week 4. And I don't know what week this is, but October 3rd. And that was, it was added for $32 by Mark on the waivers.
Smart.
He went out and spent money on a player he knew he wanted.
Good call.
And it's worked out.
Great call.
I think, was this after the Tampa Bay game? Because if so, okay, I see why he spent so much money. I see why it was
before. It was before the Tampa Bay game.
And that's why I was like, this is a little high from Mark when he did it.
Right.
But right now I'm saying this is a kind of league winner kind of guy. This is a huge value.
I mean, he's like the Sproles of the league right now.
Yes.
He's so elusive when he gets the ball out in space, man. I mean, you cannot tackle the guy. I mean, look at this. He had a 70-yard catch last week for a touchdown.
Oh, and that was all he needed.
That's all he needs, man.
That's huge.
He just needs open like one play, and he just makes your week. So
did he even have any rushing attempt? Yeah, so he was 5 for 40 on the ground, but then the 1 for 70 was enough.
It was all he needed, man.
And yeah, that's cool. I mean, and think about Tariq Cohen drafted 7th round in our league.
Yeah.
And then Jordan Howard drafted, I think, the 2nd or 3rd round.
3rd round, yeah.
Who's better?
Tariq Cohen at this point, man.
Obviously.
So Howard, he did actually have an okay week this week. He got like 80 yards on the ground and a touchdown, but nowhere compared to Tariq Cohen's productivity. And Tariq actually could have another touchdown on his resume. Last week, he had a long touchdown called back for some stupid holding call.
Fucking hate those, dude.
Dude, he's crazy right now, man.
Yeah. That's good, man.
So what's going on with Tyreek Hill?
I believe it's a groin injury right now, so he's probably not going to play this week. The second ranked wide receiver this year, mostly in part to the huge games like week 1 and week 6.
Oh my god! And he has a juicy matchup coming up with Arizona.
I mean, and Cleveland, but
and
Arizona, dude.
Ooh,
he better be back by then.
I don't think he is, dude.
No, he'll be back by then.
You think?
Yeah, they say it's a groin injury. They say it's potentially day to day, and so they probably won't play him 1 week.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and that definitely gives some value to Sammy Watkins for the next couple weeks.
Sammy Watkins, an interesting player in our league. He was not dropped for tight end. For already not getting a tight end. Yeah. So, but
he got the win anyway.
So, but Mark 75 points here, gets the loss, but he gets beat by Deebs. Deebs coming back to put up a strong performance here. It's so interesting that Nick's 4-4 because I feel like he's better than that. He's better than just.
He's drawn some tough matchups. He's had some high point totals and lost matchups. So he's doing really well for himself. I mean, look at Gurley, dude.
I look at this matchup and I feel like I am watching. I'm amazed. This is amazing. Because this is crazy. Gurley has been scoring at least 25 points.
Look at all these numbers, man.
It's just so fat. There's so much going on, and there's huge crooked numbers in every single digit category.
When you pull it up, it just looks so pretty, man.
Yeah.
I mean, look at that. 208, 105, 114, 108. Yeah. I mean, and you could have had another touchdown last week. Should we talk about that a little bit at the last play of the game? He could have just run right in.
Yeah, and I feel like he should have even done it. Honestly, he should have just done it
for the stats, man.
I mean, yeah, and plus it's better. They just get this. I mean, I guess I kind of see it. What's going on? I guess it's cool. I guess.
Yeah, he was like, yeah, screw fantasy, screw stats.
He should have just walked in. They just let him have it.
Yeah,
but I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Anyway, he still put up 30, so you're still happy with a 30-point week.
Yeah, 30 points. That's crazy. He's the rock of every fantasy owner who has him, and he's definitely the rock of Deebs' team. 30 points this last week, and then Mike Evans as well. But
a little bit of Fitzmagic coming in there for him.
Oh, he's so much better with Fitzpatrick than Jameis. That's for sure.
Dude, Jameis is not good, dude.
I don't think so.
He's not a good quarterback.
Yeah, people were saying he's going to be a top 5 quarterback, but now he's top bench quarterback for sure. So, yeah. So I think Fitzpatrick's going to be starting going forward. That definitely helps Mike Evans, but
Yeah, and then Travis Kelce, another good week, 16 points. He had a touchdown. And with Tyreek Hill out, man, I think he's going to get even more targets. He's going to be a target monster.
For sure. And I want to go back to this Mike Evans thing. With Fitzpatrick in, 24 points, 17 points, 22 points. And I think week 4 is the week that Jameis started to come back.
No, I don't think it was. It was 4 weeks he was out.
Okay.
And then he came back for the Atlanta game, I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
But Chicago, I mean, is a good defense, so that's warranted.
But 7.8 in the week 6 against Atlanta, which was with definitely Jameis, and then 14.2 points in the week with also with Jameis against Cleveland. I think they won that game. Yeah, they barely won that game.
Yeah, they did win. It was an overtime game.
It was a bullshit win. They barely got it. Cleveland had it.
Cleveland's just as bad as ever. I predicted this too. I think they needed one more year to get better. And I mean, how many games have they lost in overtime this year?
All of them. I feel like. But yeah, and then week 8 now that Fitzpatrick comes back in. 26.9 points for Mike Evans. I mean, and a huge 7.
Yeah, and he's going to get the start against Carolina.
Yeah,
as what we heard from the team.
So
Carolina is going to be a pretty tough matchup for him, though. I think, man, they have a pretty good defense this year.
Well, I'm playing against DiBiase this week, so there's 2 things I want to see: Mike Evans getting 0 points, and Gurley only getting 20 or something. But I don't know. It's going to be weird for me.
20 is too low. 25, you're happy.
Whenever I watch the Rams games, I'm always like, wow. But now this week, I'm going to be like, no, don't run it.
Don't do it, dude.
Don't do that. Stop it.
Just you're going to want him to go through the air with golf.
Yeah, and actually, hopefully, because Cooper Kupp's going to be coming back this week. So. But, also Jordy Nelson. This is definitely a weak spot of Deebs' team. For some reason, I think he thinks that because Amari Cooper is gone, that Nelson will step up.
That's exactly what happened, but not the case.
1.9 points.
Yeah.
1 reception for 14 yards.
He might look to go to maybe Randall Cobb next week. I don't know.
Randall Cobb, maybe Chris Godwin. I'd like Chris Godwin here for sure. But
yeah, he's got Mike Evans, though, so I don't know if both of those guys can go off.
Deebs once again putting Marshawn Lynch on his bench and on the iron.
Look at Kenyon Barner. I thought he would have a lot more.
Kenyon Barner did absolutely nothing this last week. He got 2 carries, and they were giving the ball to Cordell Patterson.
What?
10 carries to Cordell Patterson. Wow. 2 for Kenyon Barner. They always do that.
Is Cordell Patterson worth a pickup this week?
Yes. I would say yes. And it's interesting because the Patriots always they always say Kenyon Barner's taking snaps at the running back. He's getting the first team look, second team looks there or whatever in practice.
Nah.
And then they just said no.
They're just like, you know what, we're gonna screw with you guys.
We just completely
mess up your game.
I feel like they have a side field where they actually do the real practice
away from all the media.
Yeah, and all the cameras and all that. And so the other team just game plans and all that, and then just and 0, nothing.
Yeah. Anyway, though, Gurley's gone wild with the titties. Get the win, 4-4. Return to Mac, dropping to 4-4, and he's riddled by injuries. He's on a 2-game losing streak and not looking good. Sorry, Mark, but you're gonna need some help, brother. Look for me to be offering you some trades this week.
Yeah, definitely. 2 4-4 teams.
Yeah, so let's go into my matchup, I guess. It's next on the list here. Ari against my Sticky Hands. And Ari just put up a great week. It started off on Thursday with Lamar Miller going off for 19 points. Yeah, man, he's starting to look good. Similar to Bryce's team. Just got kind of unlucky in the beginning weeks, and now his team's really coming into form. I just wanted to jump in and talk about James White here. James White, man, with even with Sony Michel in the lineup, I mean, he's still getting over 20 points each week, pretty much, man. I mean, talk about another pickup of the year in James White, man. I mean, James White and Tariq Cohen, man, they're similar.
Let's go look at these transactions right here.
Yeah, sure.
Drafted 83rd overall by Adams family.
Ooh.
Dropped by Adams family.
And then added for $4.
Huge reason why I'm not doing better. James White.
Yeah, we all make mistakes, man.
Yeah.
I've had a couple of mistakes myself this year. But anyway, let's jump into Ari's team. Let's continue to talk about it. Andrew Luck, just week after week, man, is just a stud, dude. He's the second overall quarterback right now. They're just throwing the ball over the field, and he just gets touchdown after touchdown. Look at this: 4 touchdowns, 3 touchdowns, 4, 4, 3. I mean, Andrew Luck he's back, man. He's definitely back. And let's see.
Yeah, Andrew Luck is back, although their team's not good. Indianapolis is not good.
But it's encouraging to see that he's putting up some fantasy numbers. At least fantasy owners are stoked on him. Nick Chubb had a little bit of a disappointing day. Just Cleveland, man. The Cleveland offense was just horrific last week. Pittsburgh really had their way with them. And then AJ Green, actually, pretty good week for him as well. I mean, him and Boyd are just such a good tandem together, man.
Yeah, Boyd is looking like solid. He's looking like we haven't seen him in terms of this league, but I think when we look at his draft status, we're gonna say this guy was a huge
he's gonna be
value.
a keeper.
100%
keeper.
And definitely Cincinnati's going to keep him too because they're going to be selling jerseys and all that. But definitely an interesting week from Ari because Lamar Miller is not going to score 19 points every week.
No,
I don't think so. But although I will say the last 2 weeks he's been getting volume. They're going to his to basically his carry right there.
Yeah.
22 attempts against Jacksonville and then 18 attempts here. Lamar Miller could continue, and historically you'd say that he's around the 8 to 11 point range, but right now he's scoring around 20.
Yeah,
so,
and he does have a juicy matchup against Denver next week.
Yes.
It is in Denver, though, so...
In addition to that, Marvin Jones, he's not going to score 27 points.
Dude, he has been a bust until, last game, and of course he goes off against me.
Was Marvin Jones, the number 1 wide receiver last year?
For this team?
No, for just in all.
No. Antonio Brown was, for sure.
Okay, but there was it was
But no, he was good. He had 9 touchdowns last year.
Yeah, and this year it's I feel like they're not even talking about it. He's not even being everyone's talking about Kenny Galladay.
That was his first game with over 5 catches. So that will just tell you. That just tells it all, man. He's not getting any volume.
He tripled his volume, pretty much
Everyone was talking about this guy though having aggression this year because he had 9 touchdowns and they were all jump balls for the most part.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just.
Yeah.
It'll just tell you that, it's not going to keep happening.
Yeah, for sure. So, I mean, it's just strange in Detroit for some reason. I don't know what it is, but, God, that's cool. That's cool.
It's kind of like Kansas City in a way. It's just whoever's open, they find, so
that's good.
They don't try to force it to anyone.
Sammy Watkins having his best game of the year. Huge 26-point game.
Yeah, 2 touchdowns.
That was huge.
8 receptions.
Another one of those guys, I don't see him scoring that much. Especially with all the options they have, Kelsey.
You just don't know who's gonna get that week to week value. It's random week to week.
It's pretty random, yeah, for sure. But Ari scoring huge numbers this week. The top point total.
Yeah, man.
And Zeke was on bye, so
he's back in it too. He's back alive. He keeps his season alive.
Who does Ari play this week? In terms of because he can only play Lamar Miller and Nick Chubb. I feel like he's gonna play Miller. And then Chubb's gonna probably get the bench.
No, this is last week.
No, but for next week.
Oh, okay. He can play Elliott. He's gonna play Zeke.
People are on bye that he won't play them, but I don't think Chubb's on bye.
I don't think he really has any. He doesn't have any buys that are.
So he's gonna have to put Zeke in, and Lamar Miller probably will stay. Chubb is gonna just chill right now.
Probably, yeah.
Because James White's
not going anywhere. He's not going anywhere. He's got a pretty good matchup against Green Bay too.
If you want to talk about running backs for Ari, maybe. I know. That's the guy who you got to send some over.
Oh, 100%. He's got Howard, Elliott,
and
James White.
And Duke Johnson.
Yeah,
Jesus.
he's stacked. He's got a
Duke
bunch
Johnson
of depth.
Kind of sucks, but
he's one of the biggest disappointments of this year so far.
Definitely.
Because the last couple of years, he's been a PPR monster.
Yeah, and maybe with a different coaching staff in Cleveland, that might actually utilize him.
Yeah, exactly. All right, let's go over to my side real quick.
Yeah.
Kirk Cousins. Decent day, 20 points. He kind of got his point total up in garbage time. Of course, we don't.
That was a strange game against the Saints. Recently put up 6 points.
It was a strange game.
I don't understand it.
Cousins
did well.
Yeah, Cousins. He puts up yards every game. Dude, he should have more touchdowns.
How did you feel about that play with Kareem Hunt?
Which one?
Where he jumped over a guy at the 2-yard line.
Oh, dude, that was it was like
Are you excited?
that was literally that was the sickest play of the week.
Yeah.
I feel like everyone could not compare it to any, like, no one. And there was a lot of sick plays, obviously, but Kareem Hunt, that one just stole the show.
I will say that it reminded me of, just talking about it now, of Adrian Peterson's like 60-yard run, which I was like yelling for. I was like,
woo! Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I wasn't. I was just like, yeah, that's cool, because I mean, I was just getting my ass kicked anyway. But yeah, Kareem Hunt just continues to be really productive. He could have had another touchdown in this game, which I really needed. He got stopped at the goal line.
Yeah.
And then Peyton Barber was good. He had one of his best starts of the year so far. 19 totes, 85 yards, and a touchdown.
Pretty good.
Yeah. So I mean, I spent high on him, thinking that he was going to be really good after this Atlanta game, and because you can see the potential with the guy. He's pretty solid. He just needs his line to help him out a little bit more.
Yeah, I was doing some research when Barber was in the waiver wire of basically about him, and I found out I actually had Barber on my team like the last couple of weeks last year, and he was just putting up 4 points, 3 points, 5 points. So I was like, I've already tried him, and someone else can find out about him, but 14.5 is good, and especially if he keeps the job over Ronald Jones, you're going to be potentially putting him in your lineup each week.
Yeah.
But dude, I got to mention this to you, man. You had a good week. You had a really good week at the top of your lineup.
Good
numbers, but then the bottom was terrible. The bottom four,
really
Njoku, Allison, Bears, and Prater had a combined 9 points from 4 people.
Yeah, it's bad.
Dan, you had the makings of a great week. You definitely outplayed Ari, I believe, in like the top 5. But then basically the 30-point difference came at the bottom there.
Yeah.
So it sucks.
Yeah, and then Marvin Jones Jr. coming up with a late touchdown in that game too, which would just put me over the edge, or him over the edge, and me going into the loss column.
Do you see yourself playing Fitzgerald at all for the rest of the year?
Absolutely,
okay.
Dude. Fitzgerald is fucking. They got the new coordinator right now. I'm stoked.
Byron Leftwich, boy.
Byron Leftwich. Dude.
He looks so funny, but I think it's so like
dude
cool.
They're finding ways to get Larry Fitzgerald the ball now. I mean, it was against San Francisco, but I mean, you like the 22-point total he had. He had 20. He had like eight receptions, and
set up on this computer here.
Yeah, he had like 8 receptions, 102 yards and a touchdown. So
wow. But is it coincidence that this comes with a different coaching staff?
I think so.
You think it is coincidence?
It might be, but good things are to come, I think. Also, after the bye, he gets a really good schedule. He gets KC and Oakland. So
for sure.
And Chargers aren't really scaring anyone either. And
Chargers are going to win that game.
Yeah.
Actually, knowing the Chargers, that's a trap
a trap game.
Classic. Right around here, around week 12, 11, 13 is when
he's got a great schedule, though.
Chargers start to do bad. Yeah.
Fitz is going to play Detroit. He's going to play Atlanta, Green Bay.
Allison had a poor game. You might just consider.
Oh man, that was a questionable call. I just traded for him, and I thought he was going to be used way more. He only got one look. He got one look the whole game.
Ouch, and they have so many options. They have Scantling, Valdez Scantling, and they have Cobb is coming back.
Yeah,
they
got
Adams,
so many.
Adams, so you have nothing on Adams, because I'll tell you that he's okay.
He's a stud.
And then also Aaron Jones has started to do well. So they're just, I mean, it's just a product of their offense. But yeah, I mean, he will score sometimes, I think. Allison will.
Yeah, I might squeeze into my lineup if he has a good matchup. But the other thing is I'm so stacked at wide receiver right now. I've got Diggs, Edelman, Julio Jones, Larry Fitzgerald. I mean, I don't think he's going to see the playing field from here on out, honestly.
It's crazy to me that Tyler Lockett can score a touchdown every game, and then Julio...
he's still, we're talking about it again, aren't we?
We thought he was going to score at Tampa Bay.
Or Pittsburgh, man.
Yeah.
Joe Hayden, though, man, he's actually the real deal this year. He's been shutting down everybody.
Yeah,
and then he gets Norman. He gets Norman against Washington. So.
I still think that he's a candidate though for 6 though for sure.
Maybe
just knowing him and his talent and his body, it's just he can do anything honestly. But yeah, so I mean,
it's gonna come. It's good. I'm still waiting for that moment.
100%.
I'm still waiting for that moment.
Well, in week 17, if it doesn't come, we'll be talking about this moment right here.
Yeah, and also he just had his bye, so I got him for the rest of the year. So that's good.
Well, good stuff, man.
Yeah.
You were 4-3, and if you got the win, you would have like really ascended to like basically pretty solid playoff run there. But you're 4-4, so you're with everyone else now.
Yeah,
and Ari's still struggling, but it's not lost.
Yeah, well, we'll have to look and see who he's playing next week. We'll look at the matchups in a second here, but.
So
for the time being, let's jump into Adam and Fishman.
This was a close one.
Yeah, and the two of the top teams in the league.
Dude, Adam.
Battle of the 5 and 2s right here.
Yes, the 5 and 2s, and then obviously Max wins, going to 6 and 2, beating Adam, who falls to 5 and 3.
Yeah.
Max had 126.1 points.
Exactly.
And Adam had 120.9. And I think this was coming down to the Sunday night game.
It was, I believe. Yeah, because I remember Adam posting something, right, saying like, "Oh, should I be scared?" And it was like 2 points away, and he had like a couple quarters left, I think, right?
It was over.
Yeah, it was done.
Yeah. So I mean, even with Carlos Hyde for Max's team scoring 1.1. Oh man, I'm glad I sold this guy great. I sold him at week 4.
That was the best trade of the year so far, hands down.
I feel like Adams made up for all the points in just one game versus Hyde has taken 4. He still has 13 points.
To Max's credit, though, he's 6 and 2, so he doesn't care.
It doesn't matter, but it would have been definitely scary. Although I don't even know if it would have been worth it for Max, because Michael Thomas is a receiver, DeAndre Hopkins,
he doesn't need
Tyler Boyd. Yeah, these guys are killing it. They're absolutely killing it. Where does he even play, Adams? Michael Thomas is on the bench. Michael Thomas on the bench.
Well, Michael Thomas to his. Let's look at Michael Thomas.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, Michael Thomas has definitely had a poor year, but he started off hot. Very hot.
That was a great trade looking back for Pat. Yeah, he got David Johnson, and David Johnson's actually been outperforming him. So
cool.
Which I didn't know until Pat brought that up yesterday to me.
Look at this week 1, 16 receptions for 180 yards. Breeze, I need you to start doing that.
He's not doing it.
Why aren't you doing that, brother?
Well, he's gonna have a shootout next week against the Rams.
God, this is going to be a great week next week. We got Rams, Saints. Yeah. We got Green Bay, New England.
It's going to be.
Yeah, maybe this is. Can we do OGs this week? You got to get better, feel better, but.
Yeah, I need to rust out.
You have 6 days or 7 days, but.
Let's do it,
dude. This is a great week for that because there's going to be huge matchups.
Right.
But Tyler Boyd, I want to look at Tyler Boyd here.
Fucking Tyler Boyd,
dude. Up and down, but so solid, and I think he was undrafted. I want to say, undrafted. So that's like. God. That's a 10th
rounder.
He might be the best keeper, I think, potentially.
Yeah, he could be.
And it's on Max's team, so congrats to him. And that's probably his only keeper, really.
The thing with Tyler Boyd though is if he goes off for like 20 points plus.
Yeah.
If he doesn't, then he's got a really low floor. I mean, he's got 6 points and 4 points.
Yeah, we've got multiple games sprinkled in here of like 7 points. Below, and then in between them we have huge games. So Tyler Boyd, the guy's young. I could see him being a AJ Green type talent, and I mean I'd honestly rather own Boyd right now than Green, to be honest with you.
Boyd,
because he's going to be better for you next year, and he might even be better for you right now too.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I don't know about that, but maybe.
I mean, if you look at a comparison, I think AJ Green's on Ari's team, but
AJ Green's the 7th ranked and he's the 12th ranked. So his production's a little bit worse, but I think on a week to week basis the consistency's not there. But if it was, like AJ Green's, then then you're seeing him as he is the 12th ranked wide receiver. So he's a wide receiver 1.
Yes, he is. That's crazy, man.
That's nuts, right?
Added for $7. I want to say it was
man,
early in the year. So I'm curious what
September
game
19th.
Probably right after the second game, I want to say.
Probably.
So that's when I was like, let's go. And it's panned out. It's panned out for sure.
Yeah, man. Those early season acquisitions, man, they can make or break your year.
Yeah, I got James Conner. And then Matthew Berry had something to say.
You've been active this year, huh?
Yeah.
You've been doing a lot of trades.
Some worked out. Some have been wrong.
Well, that's what happens, man. I mean, it's a numbers game, right? You lose some, you win some. As long as at the end of the day you make the playoffs, that's all that matters.
James Conner, though, 35 points this week.
Man, James is such a...
Damn, he's the RB3?
Yeah, he's ridiculous.
He's had a bye, too. RB3 with his bye. Jesus. And I think he's going to continue to score. Meanwhile, Le'Veon Bell is playing at Madden.
He does have Baltimore net coming up next week, and I do play him, so I need him to not do anything. So, come on, Baltimore.
Connor and Gurley this week, 0 points. Let's go.
Yeah. I would love nothing better to beat Adam next week. If I don't make the playoffs and I beat Adam, I'll be happy.
Kenyon Drake, man, you might have helped him out.
I did.
Trade.
I might have.
So,
but he's not even going to play Kenyon Drake once. It was just his bye, and he still lost with this bye week. So. He's not even gonna play Kenyon. I mean, because he's got James Conner, Gordon's gonna come back, and I mean he still might flex him maybe, but I doubt it. Maybe some weeks if you got a good matchup, but I don't know. Kenyon's too up and down for me. I just wanted to get rid of him.
I think Le'Veon Bell to come back here. That'll actually ruin Adam's team because
it will.
Because then they're
probably gonna split carries for sure. Yeah. I mean, you're not gonna not give this guy the ball after he puts up 30 plus. On like
especially
3 weeks
because the way Bell has been acting, so they might just both get 10 carries or something like that, and that would definitely ruin Adams.
Right, and then Emmanuel Sanders and John Brown just pooping the bed.
Yeah,
7 points for Emmanuel, and I think we're gonna start seeing Emmanuel have some regression here, man. I mean, he was just killing it, in the beginning of the season, but he's gonna get Houston. That's a tough matchup. He's gonna get Chargers. I mean, I don't like him, man.
One thing to mention, though, is the trade deadline is 1 p.m. today, as I've said.
Yeah.
And Demaryius Thomas might get traded. And if Demaryius Thomas gets traded, that helps Emmanuel Sanders, for sure.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, probably.
Yeah. So, but I agree with you. He's not the, wide receiver freaking one that he is.
He's receiver 8, which is nice on the year, but I think I see some regression coming here.
If he had a better quarterback, maybe.
Yeah, exactly. He's got a terrible quarterback.
Yeah. So once again, we see at the bottom of the team kind of getting screwed over. Adam 6 and 3 points from his kicker and defense,
and then 1 from Corey Clement. That's what ruined his week right there. 1 point from him, almost a goose.
So definitely a solid week from Adam, but not solid enough against Max, who's the number 1 team in fantasy. This is a close matchup. This is an interesting one against the top 2 teams in the league. Max edges Adam by a little. I think in other weeks, Adam may do better of Max because Adam had so many buys. They both had buys, but Adam's one of his best players is on buys, so it didn't help him.
Fishman didn't have buys. I think the buys are coming next week for Fishman. So he's going to play.
Fishman had buys, but they weren't important. Deion Lewis.
Yeah, he wasn't even going to play
Deion,
man. I mean,
Can we do the water bet on this, Nick? Amari Cooper, over under 10 points.
Who does he play next week?
Well, he's playing on with Dak.
He's going to play Tennessee. What do you want, the over or the under?
I'll do under 10.5.
Okay, I want to go under.
You want to go under?
I don't feel comfortable with Cooper yet.
Okay. All right. Well, anyway, so it's cool. Max, congrats, man. We all know about what happened last year. You didn't really you didn't really keep your team up to date, but now you're doing better. You're in first place. Congrats, bro. That feels good, man. Let's jump into my matchup here. I played against Pat, who's one of the better teams in the league, and I came away with a win, and I'm happy about it. I needed it, and I got to 4-4. Pat lost, and he drops to 5-3. I beat Pat by 2.4 points, 102.7 to 100.3, and I thought I had this one in the bag pretty much. But then going into the last game, which is the Monday night game, New England D decided to absolutely show up, which I'm not very surprised about, but they had some 85-yard touchdown interception return, so that really helped them out and brought it to within 2 points about. And had they gotten a sack and a pick, I would have lost here. And so I'm feeling good that I won. So this is probably one of the closer games of this week, and I won. So I'm happy about it. But yeah, pretty much the big part about my team was Adrian Peterson. Gosh, I'm feeling nice about him.
Oh, man, if he doesn't get that run at the end, man.
That was huge. Yeah. And I was thinking about it. I was like, come on. I was thinking about LT days when the Chargers used to run the ball because they were up, and then they were just trying to run to get time, and LT would bust off a 60 or 50-yard run.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And I'm like, please do that. And he
did.
Came through.
Yeah, AP, he just tied the record there for most. He tied Barry Sanders for the most, 80-yard runs or something. Ridiculous.
That's cool, man.
It was 50 plus runs. Yeah. He has 15 of them in his career.
I had a huge
For
turnaround there
touchdowns.
because
50 plus for a touchdown.
Adrian Peterson scored that, and then OJ Howard had like a 20-yard touchdown too within like a couple minutes, and that was huge for me. So I felt pretty good going in there.
You got a lot of touchdowns this week, man.
I did. I needed them too. Collins had a touchdown. OJ Howard had a touchdown. Adrian Peterson had, I think, 2. Even Aaron Jones had a coming out party who was on my bench, but I'm feeling good. I'm probably going to have to plug him in going forward instead of Alex Collins because Alex Collins is weak. But
yeah, is he potentially on the market?
Ask me.
All right.
Yeah. So and then
Let's look at Alex Collins real quick.
Sure.
So he kind of like goes in between getting a lot of carries and then not getting a lot of, I think this was more game script because they were down in this game. And he also did lose a fumble. He's got fumbling issues too, doesn't he?
Peterson and Collins both lost a fumble this week, and I was pretty bummed about that.
He's got 3 fumbles in the year.
Yeah, that's not good.
No.
As opposed to a guy like AP, how many does he have? He has only 2. So I mean, fumbles they'll happen, right? But
absolutely.
But you don't want them.
Yeah. So let's see. Collins, he did get in the end zone this week, so
you
like that. Yeah, and he's been pretty solid. What is he on the year? 19. So
RB2.
That's probably where he got drafted, right? He got drafted in the 5th round.
No, you don't want that. Definitely not feeling good.
Yeah.
And look at this trade I had. I did Breeze. I got Breeze, Thomas, and Collins for Keenan Allen.
A lot of players in that trade.
Yeah. I would still do this trade.
Yeah.
To be honest with you.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good trade.
I don't need Trey Burton anymore.
Yeah.
And actually, this is what won me this week. I played against Trey Burton, and I had OG Howard.
Mm-hmm.
If I didn't trade Trey Burton, because I gave Pat Trey Burton here. I gave him this fucking dud here. And, sorry, buddy. And so OJ Howard, 14.8 points. Trey Burton, 3.3.
Dude,
so
Pat he's just throwing away his season, man. I mean, he thinks he's solid at receiver. He needed Keenan Allen, in my opinion, man. I mean, look at his squad right now. He's got Coty, who's not that great. I mean, he's going to start getting a lot more. I
think QT is going to be a little better just because Will Fuller's out for the year. So
True.
but also he's a rookie, so you don't know.
Hey, look at Ty here. You only got 4 points there, and they scored a ton of points. They scored like 40 points in that game.
Yeah.
So that's kind of scary. And then Crabtree, 4 points. I mean, he's got no receivers.
So
dude.
who was this trade for, by the way?
Which one?
For Keenan Allen?
So that was the Doyle,
okay.
Dalvin
Why?
Cook.
He doesn't need a tight end. Trey Burton is okay. I mean, Trey Burton will score.
And he's got Vance McDonald as well. He just keeps him on his bench.
Yeah, but it's whatever. But yeah, you're right. I agree with you that his running backs are fine. Dalvin Cook isn't going to improve his team unless maybe for a bye week.
He wants to plug him into his flex because he doesn't really have a flex player right now either. I mean, it would have been Keenan Allen. I think Keenan Allen would have been better, honestly. And you don't even know. So what he's doing is he's planning for the playoffs, which is kind of stupid because you have to make the playoffs before you plan for him. So and he's on a skid. He's on a skid, man. He won the first 4 games. He's 5-3 right now.
And then he's 1-3 after that.
Exactly.
So definitely falling apart. Maybe because of by design. I don't know. Who knows? But I'm happy I got the win against him this week. And I thought that with Deshaun Watson scoring 30 points, I was pretty screwed. But then, as you said, yeah, T.Y. Hilton scoring only 3.9. Michael Crabtree only like 5 points.
Burton 3.3, and then Bryant the Goose.
Yeah, without the Patriots D, he's got a pretty weak total, honestly. So definitely Pat could use some improving. Maybe this trade will help him, but as you say, or as some people might say,
it's not gonna help him until week 11. It's not gonna, so he's gonna probably lose week 9 and 10, and then he's gonna be 5-5.
Well, can't wait to see what happens. I cannot wait. But yeah, once again, I edge Pat by a little over 2 points, 102.7 to 100.3. I go to 4-4. Pat falls to 5-3. I join that team, the glob of teams at 4-4, and I'm just.
So let's look at the standings right now because I think that was our last matchup.
Was it really?
It was.
All right. Standings.
Yeah. So we got Hi Joe Wife at 6-2, and he's really looking like he's gonna pull ahead in this league right now. He's 6-2, and remember, guys, the first place team at the end of the regular season gets that $100.
Wow.
Yeah, so instead of most points for this year. So he's looking to at least get his money back if it goes wrong in the playoffs for him. But he's looking set to make the playoffs now. All he has to do really is win 2 more matchups.
Yeah.
So he's liking what he's seeing from the league this year. Adam, he had a close loss this week. Still likes his team though at 5-3. We got Pat 5-3. He's on the downswing, so not liking what he sees. But maybe he does in his own head. We got DiBiase kid at the start of the 4-4 teams, and he's got most points I think in the league right now, doesn't he? Or no, I guess Adam does, but he's right up there next to him. And we got Deebs, Franks, Dizzy, myself, we got Fifi, and we got Girdles. 4-4.
Yeah, a lot of 4-4 teams, and I feel like this could come down to your points scored, because if there's a tie, I think I believe the tiebreaker goes to whoever has scored more, and I think some teams will not make it due to not having enough points scored.
And is it too late for Bryce and Ari at 3-5?
No,
because they are on the upswing.
It's not.
Yeah. So, but we can both agree that Oscar at 2-6, he's done for the year.
Oscar's out.
He's going to be stockpiling keepers at this point.
I was telling Oscar that basically that the trade is for a keeper.
Yeah.
So maybe Tyler Boyd.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You might maybe give up McCaffrey for Boyd or something.
That would be good for someone.
Yeah.
Now that would be a better situation.
That would be max.
Than trading away your 3rd
Yeah.
round pick, your 6th round pick, and your 4th round pick.
Yeah, wait, let's not go into that.
So,
all right. Okay, so those are the standings. Let's jump into the matchups for next week, shall we?
Sweet. I'm always curious what team I'm going to play against, man.
Yeah, week 9 is going to be really interesting with all the buys too, and very important.
Yeah.
So it's going to probably make or break some teams.
So let's go. We got you versus Adam. This is obviously a huge matchup.
Oh, I gotta fucking beat him. Hopefully Gordon's still hurt.
This is huge. This is so huge. If you beat Adam here, you're all tied.
Yeah.
So it's a big swing here.
It'll be interesting to see, for sure.
Yeah. Peyton Barber, you're going to need him.
Yeah, so you see any water bets that jump off the page to you?
I mean, the water bets, I like Kareem Hunt. I'll look at Kareem Hunt for sure.
Against Cleveland? He's got a pretty good match against Cleveland. They're not that great against the run. Melvin Gordon versus Kareem Hunt. You want to do that one?
Yeah.
It sounds like a pretty good one. Both the RB1s. Who outplays who?
I mean,
do you think it's Kareem Hunt? Because I don't want to go against my guy.
Yeah, no. I honestly think it could be Kareem Hunt because Gordon is questionable. So if he's still lingering,
what's going on with him? He's got like a groin or something, or
he was out last week.
Right, and then actually Seattle has been actually pretty good against the run lately.
Yeah,
because they stopped carry on for like 60 yards or something last week.
I'll still go with Gordon.
Okay.
Because I understand that you're going to root for
him. So I'll take Hunt.
Cool. Well, honestly, this is an interesting matchup, and you're going to hope that you start off to a hot start here in the beginning games, because the team that scores,
or he's a 1 o'clock start there.
You got a lot of 1 o'clocks, brother.
Yeah, buddy.
Oh, shit.
1 Eastern, that is.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm going to be watching those 10 a.m. games, man, and then I can actually do something else with my day after that. And I'll also be hate watching the Chargers.
Yes.
It's going to be good.
They're going up against it's a good matchup.
It is. Seattle's looking like a pretty good team all of a sudden, huh?
All of a sudden, man. So, interested about this one for sure. All right, well, let's move on. Another interesting one. Max versus Bryce.
Ooh, just could decide Bryce's season. He's going up against the top team in the league.
Yeah, I think if Bryce loses this, then
he's out.
He's out.
He's
0%.
done. So that's why he made that trade. Was it yesterday? It was a Sunday night trade.
Yeah.
Yeah. So or it was a Monday night trade. Anyway, they both have buys this week, so it's going to be a battle of the buys. So Max, he's got Tyler Boyd on buy. He's got Ebron. You can plug Olsen in there for Ebron though, so he's not going to lose. And he's against Tampa Bay too. He's liking that, so that covers that buy up. He's got Carlos Hyde, but he's probably going to play Dion Lewis. So I think I like Max's team against Bryce this week. Because he's got way better players on bye. He's got OBJ on bye. He's got Zach Ertz on bye. He's got Jeffrey, Mac, Doyle. Well, Doyle's not on his team anymore. Who do you like in this matchup?
I like Bryce.
You do?
I think the addition of Keenan Allen is very good.
Yeah, that's true.
It only helps him.
Exactly. So he'll have Deshaun Jackson.
In terms of 1 week.
Right. He'll have Deshaun, and he goes up against Carolina. Not a great matchup, though. Mm-hmm. And then, he's got Keenan Allen. He's inserting in for OBJ. And he gets Seattle. So another not the greatest matchup there either.
Yeah. So I'll get 5 points if for
Bryce?
For the win, yeah.
Okay, I'll do that.
All right.
So he's got Bryce plus 5. And then I'm going to take Fishman here. And should be an interesting one.
Okay, Bryce, we're rooting for you, man.
Yeah, sorry, Bryce, because you didn't trade with me. Go down. I'm just kidding.
All right, well, we'll just jump into this one. We have the Oscar the third or fourth string now, versus Pat.
I just wanted to say something real quick.
What's up?
Bryce has admitted he's never listened to the podcast once this year.
That's
why
just weird.
That's why he's 3-5, dude, and you're gonna go to 3-6, man, because you just have no love for the league.
I know. We even put him as the thumbnail, man. What do I have to do, man? Do I have to suck your dick?
Suck my dick or what? You gotta suck your dick or what? Yeah, fucking Bryce, dude. You're going to 3-6.
All right. Well, now we have this next one here, and this is basically Pat has to beat Oscar. If you go up against him, when you lose, it's bad.
Oh, so Pat, he likes what he sees here because he's drawing the O's Tuna matchup. So
yep. That's what I'm saying, yeah.
But I don't know, man. He doesn't have any buys this week, so hey, I could see Pat losing this matchup.
For sure, no. Although Chris Thompson isn't going to be a starter for Oscar because AP obviously is the lead guy, so he needs to move him.
He doesn't have any running backs, man. He's got one running back.
Jesus, he doesn't even have any players.
Yeah, he's kind of throwing the towel, and he's not really doing any. Oscar, if you're listening to this podcast, you got to be careful, man. You're going to get thrown out of the league because you got to be active, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True.
So, but if you look at Pat's team, he's got DJ on bye and TY, and those are two important pieces. He doesn't really have a backup running back for this week. I mean, he's going to have to pick up Bibbs or something like he did the other.
He doesn't have any. Luck of the Bibbs.
Yeah.
Yeah, his running back core is talented. It's a lot. He's good, but he doesn't have depth.
No, he does not.
That's the issue.
Well, that's why I think he went out and got Cooks.
Yeah, so he got Cooks, so that works out for him.
Later on, but
so
for the time being, he's gonna go to 5-5. We all know he's gonna go to 5-5. Do you want to take Pat in this matchup?
No.
That's not good. All right, let's go to his players.
I will take. Let's see. I mean, this is tough, man. Maybe Watson versus Aaron Rodgers, or did you want to just go with matchup?
That's not bad. Yeah, Watson's getting Denver. They've actually been okay lately, Denver. And then we all know that Aaron Rodgers New England game is going to be a shootout. I don't know if you're going to take Watson, I'll take Rodgers. No, okay, didn't think so. Okay, let's go with. I mean, he's got no receivers. I mean, we're gonna have to maybe go McCaffrey, Kamara, dude. I mean, I'll take McCaffrey if you want to take him Kamara.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, Rams is, he's got a okay matchup against the Rams, but McCaffrey's got a juicy matchup against Tampa Bay. So I'll take my chances with that one.
Good stuff. Yeah, he'll probably get 10 receptions.
Yep.
All right.
That'd be an interesting one if we did who gets more receptions, CMC or Alvin Kamara.
Well, you would. Although they both are
just
similar.
Yeah. But I guess we'll just leave that one the way it is. We'll go with Mark's matchup against Ari. Another pivotal matchup. Mark is really hurting because he's going to lose Tyreek Hill too now, and Ari's only on the upswing. So, yeah, man, I kind of like Ari.
I don't, because Ari's losing on his buys right now. He's losing to AJ Green. He's losing to Andrew Luck.
He's losing a lot of people.
He'll get Zeke back, but he's not going to play Jameis. Maybe I can see Ari being the guy to pick up Fitzpatrick.
Jameis ain't starting, so he's going to drop Jameis.
Yeah, he needs to pick up Fitzpatrick for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I could see him spending like a couple 10, 15, 20 on that. So FYI,
Maybe.
little tip, you guys. If you guys are looking to get a quarterback, you're going to beat Ari here. But
he can put in Sammy Watkins for AJ Green because Hill's out and they're in Cleveland.
Yeah. But I don't know. I like Mark in this one because he's getting his Ito Smith back. Ito Smith. I mean, it's better than nothing because last week he was playing fucking Trenton Cannon. So
that's true.
Ito Smith's going to be better there. Yeah, you're right though. Tyreek Hill might be out probably, so that's going to be an issue. Taylor Gabriel has been having a good year. He's going to be able to plug him in. Against Buffalo, I don't know.
Yeah, Buffalo has been okay. I don't know. We'll see. But
I'll go Mark in this matchup if you want to go Ari.
Okay, let's do it.
Let's do it. Mark, I'm rooting for you, man. I don't even know if Mark listens to the podcast. Is it possible even?
I don't know, man.
Does he even see anything that happens? Like,
no, and for probably good reason, he doesn't get the text. But yeah, I don't know if he tunes in. He might. Who knows?
Dude, we have to figure out a way to have Mark at least in seeing the texts that are in the group.
I know,
because I feel like we could do something. There's ways in which people get that done right there. But
we'll look into it for you, Mark.
Yeah. All right, buddy. So
let's go into
Timmy.
Battle of 4-4 teams here.
Huge one.
This is a big one. This could decide a season right here.
Immediately, what jumps out to me is that Timmy's off because of a bye because of Saquon. So,
but then you look at the other side. Mixon's got a bye as well.
Yeah, it's pretty even. But yeah, obviously you needing Saquon, but probably a little more. But yeah, it's definitely gonna be a close matchup for sure.
Wow, this is gonna come down to the wire. I think.
Wendell Smallwood also on bye, not really a factor as much.
Nah, he's just gonna plug in Coleman.
Jared Goff and Tom Brady might be a good one, but Adam Thielen, this guy is going to be a fun one, man. Is he going to score over 100 yards again? He's got Detroit.
Yeah, he's got Darius Slay. He's going to be shadowing him in this one, but yeah, I think he still gets him.
Do you want to go up to like 120?
You want the over on that?
Yes.
Okay.
I had to go with the guy Thielen, man. Yes.
Yeah. All right.
And in terms of this matchup, I think this is going to be a really close one and should be fun to watch as well. Good one. Lots of good matchups right now. And I'm playing against Deebs this week. Dude, I want to beat Deebs so bad.
DiBiase.
Oh, my gosh.
It's a me, Deebs.
If I could beat Deebs, that would feel good, man.
DiBiase. Yeah.
He's Cooper Kupp get pack, baby.
He doesn't have
going back.
He doesn't have very many buys, though.
He has no buys. Oh, Andy Dalton. That doesn't matter, though.
It does not matter. So he's got he's got a full squad.
Get full squad, as do I.
You do too.
It's two full squads. I really kind of wish I was like, why can't I get buys right now? I'm going up against Deebs.
DiBiase.
If I had a Gurley on buy, that would be huge. But yeah, Aaron Jones is probably going to do better. Cooper Kupp's coming back. So.
Oh man, Gurley's got the Saints, man. That's going to be he's going to be putting up at least 30 in that one. So you're going to have AP.
Fuck.
Yeah, you're going to have Aaron Jones, AP. They at least have to get 15 each to counteract that. Which, if that happens, you're liking your chances because Crowell, he's been really bad lately.
He's terrible.
He's been so bad. He had 25 yards.
That's the name of the diss track I did. Isiah Crowell is the name of the diss track. I'll run that one by you before you get out of here, Nick. But that's in the intro this week. But Yeah, so, I mean, Breeze is probably going to do better. Breeze has got a good matchup, too. He's going up against the Rams. This is some great games this week, by the way.
Right.
Saints, Rams, that's going to be huge.
Yeah, exactly.
Even, Seattle Chargers is going to be good.
There's going to be some good games, man. Good games.
Atlanta, Washington's huge matchups this week.
Yeah.
So, what do you think, man?
Well, we got, we got the battle of Evans and Adams.
Oh.
But, Evans has kind of a bad matchup, and obviously you're going to want your boy Adams. I don't know, maybe Landry and Adams, because Landry's got KC.
I mean, if you want to pick Landry, man. You know who I'm going with.
I don't know. Baker Mayfield's been really
I'll
bad
give you
lately.
Cup though. I'll do Cup for Landry.
Ooh, Cup and Landry going head to head.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I mean, I don't know if you want Adams or Cup. I think you'd probably pick Cup if you had to pick between two of them. But
Yeah,
in terms of who you're going against,
right? Yeah, I mean, it could be because you're not gonna put anyone against Gurley. We could do Drew Brees against Russell Wilson.
I'm in on that.
Okay.
I'll do that for sure.
Okay, I'll take Russell.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah.
All right, is that how many we got there, Nick? Is that 6?
That would be 6.
That's cool, man.
Yes.
Well, that's it, man. And dude, this has been some fun stuff. Nick, I appreciate you coming back, and we're gonna get some water bets going on next week. What do you think? What do you think about the water bet last week? What do you think about the way we're doing water bets right now?
Yeah,
I'm
it's
just
great.
kidding. I don't even know what's going on. Like, I'm literally doing day-to-day things, and you guys are coming and fucking pouring water on me.
Dude, you need to start winning some matchups, man.
Well, I will. I won the first one.
That's right.
I got you the first one.
That's right.
So, but yeah, that's been a fun week of the podcast, guys. A lot of fun every week tuning in and to the games, and I get to talk about it each week, so that's really good.
It's been fun, guys. So let's keep the league active. That goes for you, Oscar. And
yeah, it's safe to say this is probably being a warning for Oscar here.
As you got a warning, brother. You gotta accept it because he played without a kicker the other week too. I mean,
Yeah.
he may get kicked out next year.
Yeah. So, but obviously, if he comes back and starts managing like pro, then things will be all good. But
Yeah, he'll have a high draft pick, so it'll be very enticing for someone to take over his team next year.
yeah, for sure. All right. Well, that's it, guys. Good luck. Have fun with your football, and we'll see you next week. Thanks, guys.